Sequels friends, it's Heather. We're back with a new video, and today we're talking all about November sales. So if you tuned in a few weeks ago, you know that I did a first half of November. This is full November, the whole kit and caboodle, all the analysis you could want. So if you're interested in knowing what sold on Mercari, eBay, and Poshmark for a part-time reseller for the month of November, then please stay tuned. Sequels friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Heather. I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and I use this YouTube channel to journey that process. So if you're interested in reselling material, by all means, please do subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. So today we are talking all about November sales. If you watched, like I said in the preview a few weeks ago, you do know that I did do a first 2 weeks of November sales because November had been off to a good start for me and I'm not used to having that many sales. If you remember correctly, I did about $400 for the first couple of weeks. I showed you what sold net versus gross, and for this video, I want to show you what sold the remaining 2 weeks and then also dive in and give you a full analysis of what categories are working for me, what platforms are working for me, based on what happened in November, what my goals are for December and the new year, and all that kind of stuff. So I say let's just get right into it. I'll do the same thing that I did last time. I'll pop up here a picture of the item sold. I will go ahead and let you know what the sold price was, what platform it was on, and what my net was per item, and then we'll go through at the end and tell you the totals. So I do want to let you know two new things. One, I did, because I had wonderful sales in November, went ahead and put some of that back into the business and ordered a ring light. So I hope my lighting is getting a little bit better, and it also means that I can now film anytime during day and take pictures anytime during the day, which makes my life a little bit easier. And then also I have gotten a lot of new plus fashion in my shop. Plus sizes have been doing very well for me. So I've decided that in addition to doing a little bit of the modeling, I thought I would wear for you some of the items that are in my shop, which this top is a Cure top, super cute. It's a tunic, but I kind of got it tucked in. And this blazer, because I totally have blazer madness, is just a little Kohl's brand blazer, but I think it's super cute. So if you're interested in either of those items, I will link it in my shop below. So like I said, let's get right into it. So starting out with the second week, some things that sold. First up is this Joan & Voss. It is kind of like a flyaway top. I got this in the bins. It sold on eBay for $20, and I ended up making $14.29 on it, and that is after the $1.75 bins pricing and after my shipping. Just a reminder, if you are a new viewer, I am offering free shipping on Mercari and eBay, so you will see a big chunk come out for free shipping. I just started on those platforms, and I thought free shipping might be a nice way to get my name out there and get some people over to my product. Next up, J. Crew, this cute little peplum tank top. It sold for $19. This was a free item given to me by a friend, and I made $15.37 on it. The great thing about this item is it's been on Poshmark forever, and I posted it on eBay and it sold within just a day or so. Cute Grace Elements top. This sold on Poshmark for $19, and after bins pricing, which that day was $1.75, I netted $13.45. Again, my bins pricing varies if you are a new viewer here. I cost average between all my items. I don't estimate the weight of the item to determine the bins pricing. If I paid $30 and I got 30 items, then I say every item was $1, whether it was a scarf or a jacket, just to make my life easier. Next up, Nike Dry Fit jacket. This was one that my partner picked up. I gave it a try from the bins. Sold it on eBay for 20 bucks. Ended up netting $13.65 after shipping and after $1.23 bins pricing. Adore this J. Jill stretch velour top. like a little wrap top. $20 it sold for on eBay. Less shipping and less bins pricing. I made $14.93 on that item. I have dabbled in a few home goods. If you've been with me since the very, very beginning before I was on YouTube, I did post this item on Instagram. It is a vintage sewing basket. Most all of the pieces and materials and notions and all that within it were probably 1950s. It was given to me by a friend. I ended up selling it for $28.40 and made $17.20 on it after shipping. This Sonoma button-up blouse, again, given to me by a friend. Sold it for $14.80 and netted $10.41 on it. These 7 jeggings, got them in the bins, sold them on Poshmark for $25 and ended up making $18.77 on them after Poshmark fees and the $1.23 bins pricing. This Talbot's long sleeve knit cardigan. This is another one that had been on Poshmark for quite some time, listed it over on eBay and ended up selling it fairly quickly. Did take an item offer from a liker on it because it had been on Poshmark for so long. My goal was just to get rid of it. So it ended up selling for $13 and I ended up making only $4.68 on it, and there's 2 reasons why. One, because I sold it on eBay, so I paid shipping on it, but also I had some bad buys from when I first started. So when I first started, I did not go to the bins. I went to Goodwill, and then I also ended up getting brands that maybe don't really mean a lot anymore, or there's an overabundance of them, such as Talbot's, Banana Republic, those kind of brands. There just seem to be tons of them out there. So like I said, this one I went ahead, took the hit on. Let's make it move out of the inventory, make room for something else. Next up, and there will, now that I'm saying next up, there will be a few of these in here, and I'll explain to you what's going on with each of them. Next up is this Lane Bryant sweater. Love, love, love this striped sweater. Ended up selling it for $19.99 and made $8.58 on it after paying shipping fees. And this is an item that I bought again, like the last one, at Goodwill regular prices for $3.99, only to get home and figure out that it had 2 stains on it that were not able to be removed. So the fact that anybody wanted to pay anything for it so it could get out of here was good for me. These Levi's curvy skinny jeans, again gifted to me by a friend, sold for $20.35 and ended up making $13.40 on them after eBay fees. Here we have a Mercari sale on these Gloria Vanderbilt Alexandria lace-up ankle jeans, again given to me by a friend. Sold them for $19, ended up making just $6 on them because the shipping is ridiculous. We'll talk more about shipping and new strategy goals at the end of this video, as you'll see this come up regularly as I'm discussing items. Next up, Philosophy denim shirt dress, awesome dress. Totally cool bins find. Only paid $1.23 for it, sold it for $29 and ended up making $20.17 after Poshmark fees. Also, there were 2 small bleach stains on it. Just denoted those to the customer and she was happy to take the item. Let's see, next up, gifted to me by a friend, is this Disney Snow White t-shirt. Sold it on Mercari for 20 bucks, ended up making $13.75 after shipping. Again, if you're new to my videos, I have notified all of my friends and family that I am in the reselling business and I get things pretty regularly. In fact, I have a family member that's about to bring me 9 30-pound bags worth of things this weekend. So I just tell all my friends, if they have donations, go ahead and bring them to me and I am happy to sort through them, and whatever I cannot use, I will be happy to pass along to Goodwill or the like. Let's see here. Next up is this Ann Taylor green sweater. I sold this for $30 and ended up making $20.37 on it after the $1.75 bins price and after shipping. This item did end up getting returned. So it's back in my store again. This Sonoma Navy crochet cardigan, again, sold on Poshmark, $16, gifted to me by a friend, ended up making $12.80 on it. Pretty sure that there's some shipping fees in there and probably an offer to like her. For Thanksgiving weekend, I went crazy with the offers to likers and did 30% off, which is I usually just do 10 to 20, just to kind of make sure that my shop's in the mix with all the big box stores and the crazy discounts. Let's see. This LL Bean button-down sweater, you may recall this from my previous video. It was returned. The customer said that the collar was a little too tight. I did not have collar measurements on there. I felt like it was fine to go ahead and accept a return. I do currently have no returns accepted on my store, but I have been accepting them if the item comes back in good condition. I may change that in the new year if I'm going to offer them. I don't know if that will entice more customers to come in or not, but I have been offering them. So this ended up selling this time around for $29, and I netted $19.26 on it after the $1.75 bins pricing and after shipping fees. These Mac Studio black stretch leggings, oh, super awesome, nice bin spine for only $1.23, sold them for 20 bucks. Ended up making $14.77 after Poshmark fees and bins pricing. This Nautica navy robe, here's another shipping lesson. Sold it for $25 as a offer, not an offer to like her, but somebody made me an offer that was lower than my asking price and I accepted it. It ended up costing me a buttload to ship, and I only made $11 on it after bins pricing of $1.19. Next up are these Chico wide leg, they're called denim railroad stripes. They're more like dress pants. Again, something from my personal closet. Sold them for $14, made $11.05 on them. This Banana Republic cream sweater, I do not know why. This has been in my shop forever. It is so super cute. Sweaters are moving, but again, my customer does not respond to Banana Republic. So I ended up selling this for just $14 and made $9.25 on it after Poshmark fees. That was gifted to me by a friend. This Wrangler Western shirt was new with tags, again gifted to me by a friend. Took a lowball offer on it during after Thanks weekend of $9, ended up making only $4.25 on it. And two more, we have these Banana Republic Martin Fit pants. Again, took a lowball offer. They've been in my shop since the beginning of time, and took an offer of $14, ended up making $9.25. And then last up, this beautiful, beautiful scarf, sold it on Mercari for $10. Ended up making $3 after shipping and after Mercari fees. So our totals. So those show you all the items that sold for the last 2 weeks. The previous video, which I'll link down below if you want to see what sold the first 2 weeks. But these are the totals for the month. So for the month gross, I made $1,040.54, which to me is phenomenal, as I'm usually in the $200 to $300 price range. So I definitely saw an uptick for holiday shoppers. I also think I'm seeing an uptick because I'm actually going after the business. I'm putting time and effort into sourcing. I'm trying to list at least 3 to 5 items daily. So I think it's a combination of all those things. Now, out of the $1,000, I ended up only taking home $708.83. So we'll get into, I made some notes and we'll get into the why of all this. So first things first, I am selling on 3 platforms, as you can see: eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. I started out as a Poshmark seller only. I follow a lot of resellers on YouTube and Instagram, and a lot of people are cross posting. So I decided to give that a try, I think in August or so. And cross-posting on eBay, I have seen some fantastic results. So thank you to all of you resellers out there who post online, whether it be YouTube or Instagram, because your information is totally worthwhile and it puts newbies and part-timers' minds at ease to go after these things. So what's super interesting is that I am selling, for the month of November, I sold 21 items on eBay and it made it 46% of my unit sales. So I did analysis in a couple of ways. I like to look at each platform, how many units I sold. So on eBay, I sold 21. And I'll put a little chart here of what I'm looking at. On Mercari, I sold 6, and on Poshmark, I sold 19. So I then do a percent to total to get an idea of what platform I'm selling the most quantity on, units. So 46% of my unit sales were on eBay, 13 on Mercari, and 41 on Poshmark. Pretty dang impressive, in my opinion, because if I did not go after that eBay business, I would be totally missing out on sales. I'm really seeing a huge amount of my sales come from eBay, which is super awesome. Then, in addition to those units right there, I also break down by platform what my total dollar sales were, because again, I may be selling units there, but if I'm not selling the dollars, it's not worth the time. So eBay, I made $429.35. Mercari, I made $63.56, and on Poshmark, I made $215. Those are the net sales prices, so that totals up to $708.83 that I mentioned before. So as you can see on eBay, it's making up 61% of my total dollar sales. Mercari is now making 9% and Poshmark is making 30%. So what I find interesting about this is I am getting a higher dollar amount for my items, and my higher price pointed items are moving on eBay, which is quite interesting given that I am losing money on shipping, which we're going to talk about shortly because of my free shipping offers. But still, I'm making the most dollars from eBay. There's a disconnect there with Mercari. You can see that 13% of the sales are coming from there, but only 9% of the dollars, because I'm losing money on that shipping and I'm taking lowball offers. And to be honest with you, the things for me that move on Mercari are dirt cheap. Like, they like the cheap stuff. So still not so sure about that platform. Maybe I don't need to cross list everything. Maybe I just need to take some of my lower end, not fancy brands, stuff that people give me, and put it on Mercari. But it's definitely a down and dirty price. And then on Poshmark, again, 41% of my total units, but only 30% of my sales, dollar-wise. So I know what that is. It is because some of that stuff is just cheapy stuff. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we review over the full notes. So that gives us the breakdown by category, by platform. I just really want to show that to people because eBay is intimidating. I said this in my last video. It's overwhelming. It is not a simple platform to just jump on. They do not take all the dollars and cost out of an item. It comes from here. And then you have your PayPal you got to look at. It is overwhelming. But it is worth it to throw some stuff out there because I am seeing the sales and I think that you'll see them too. And my philosophy is go for it. Just go for it. Learn it as you're going. You may lose out on some money, like I'm losing out right now on some of my shipping, but I'm still making up for it in the long run because I would not have had that $429 in sales had I just been on Poshmark. I divided up the sales by category. So the reason why I'm doing this is I want to see what categories sold the most items to make sure what I'm sourcing, that I'm sourcing those categories. And also I want to see if there's any particular category that's getting the most dollars for me. Then, which I did not do this time, but what my ultimate goal is to take that inventory sheet, which I know Poshmark does, but I've created my own spreadsheet since I'm on multiple platforms. It's easier to have everything all together. But what I like to do is take my inventory sheet and start categorizing out how many shirts do I have, how many pants do I have, or do I have the inventory in the same proportion as what my sales are, because I don't want to be missing out on anything. So again, I'll pop our chart right here to give you a rough idea. Rather than go through every single thing on here, I did just highlight the highs and the lows to give you an idea. The pink are the things that I'm really kind of stoked about. So shirts for me are making up 10% of my, or 20% of my total unit sales. I did sell 9 shirts, and they make up 17% of my total dollar sales, which means I made $178.80 in shirt dollars. Now on this spreadsheet, this is gross because I have my spreadsheets calculating differently, so I pulled the gross in here. As I move forward with better knowing what categories and how I want to analyze, I'll streamline all this so that we will only talk about net, because to me that's what's most important anyways. Also, what I think is very interesting in addition to the shirts are the sweaters. So I broke down just what sold in sweaters because I've been sourcing sweaters and I've been moving sweaters. And sweaters made up 24% of my total unit business, 25% of my total dollar business. I like to see those matching up there. It means that everything's working out the way that it's supposed to. Super stoked about that. Super happy to learn that sweaters are increasing my average sale price. They do bring in more money, and that they're moving. So that's awesome. Now, another one I wanted to show in the pink are bags. I sold just one bag. It was a fry bag. I did not show it in these items because it did sell at the beginning of the month. It was gifted to me, a bunch of bags. Ended up selling for $110. So this shows you how that inventory to dollar analysis will show you, it will make things jump out at you and show you, for example, bags, I sold one. It only made 2% of my total sales, but it made up 11% of my total dollar sales. So by doing this, it's quick for me to look at it and be like, ooh, wow, why did bags make up so much money when I only sold one? Well, because it was a freaking high dollar amount, and if I could source some good dollar high value bags, it would behoove me to make $110 on one sale and it's super easy to photograph. Yes, please. So that's a nice call out to remind me when I'm sourcing what things to look for. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, look at the points that I highlighted in yellow. So pants, I sold 4 pairs of pants. It made up 9% of my total unit sales. Well, it only made up 5% of my total dollar sales. And you know why that is? Because I sold $48 worth of pants, because those dang dress pants didn't move for me for nothing. Just like those Chicos I showed you and those Banana Republic, they go for like no money. So I'm not really sure that the dress pant category means as much to me as maybe the category right above it, which is jeans, because it's matching out. I mean, I sold 4 pairs of jeans and made almost $80 versus the $48 of dress pants. Either I'm sourcing the wrong dress pants, or I don't get a high dollar for dress pants, or my customer doesn't care about dress pants. Another one that I highlighted here to show you is scarves. I started getting accessories because they're dirt cheap in the bins. I sold 2 scarves. It made me $20, which only make up 2% of my total dollar sales. But again, to me, scarves are kind of worth it. $20, it's super easy to photograph. I usually have to take a couple of pictures and they move, and they don't cost me anything. So again, I just like to break it out to give myself peace of mind. Do these things seem like they're working? Should I still go after it? For me, sourcing is like a kid in a candy store. There's so many things to get, and for me to be able to categorize and pinpoint and say, don't look at this, skip this, move past this, especially when you're in the bins and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's so cute and it's in great shape. Oh, well, it's Banana Republic. Why am I even gonna bother? It doesn't sell for anything. Move on. Let's see what else we can find. So I know we're getting a little bit long, but I do want to go ahead and go over some of the things that I was just really enthusiastic to see, a couple of notes, and let you know what's going on. So like I said, I made $1,040.54 gross and ended up netting $708.83. This is by far my best month since I've been a reseller. And again, I think going after those different, adding on those different platforms is where I'm seeing a lot of those results. Next, I did sell 46 items in November versus the 19 in October. So we are seeing an increase in units going out the door. And again, awesome to know. It is the most units I've sold since I've been doing the reselling thing. So awesome. Now, pat on my back. Those are wonderful. Now, Heather, here's where you need to work on some shit. So, the average sale price for the month of November was only $15.14. In October, I was at $20.86. Not too happy about that. Don't want to lower my average sale price to get units out the door. I'd rather keep my sale price high and sell less units because it's easier for me. That means less photography, that means less packaging, and I'm getting the mail out the door for the same amount. So that is my personal goal. So why did my average sale price dip? Well, because I'm a dip and offered free shipping. So offering free shipping on Mercari and eBay, I spent about $165 on just shipping for those two platforms. If I did not spend that on shipping, and assuming that my sales wouldn't decrease because of it, that I'd still get the sales, then I would have had an average sale price of $20.51. So still 30 cents lower than last month, but given that I went crazy on offers to likers, I gave 30% discounts, I increased the offers and the discounts because of it being holiday season, I still would be really happy with that. It's the shipping that's getting me. Again, if you watched the last video, it's just over and over. It's freaking shipping's getting me. So I need to do two things to increase those sales price. I need to review the free shipping, and I'm probably going to move away from that in the new year. And then also, I need to be very cognizant of what I am sourcing. I get a ton of free stuff. If the free stuff I get from friends and family is worth $15, or I think I could take home $15 on it, 10 to 15, I'm still going to take a picture of it and put it online. That doesn't mean that that's my ultimate goal to be in that business. It's not. I'd rather be in the over $20 business. Hell, I'd rather be in the $30, $40 business, to be honest with you. But if people are going to give me free items, and I do think there's a chance of making at least $10 to $15 on it, I am still going to put them online. So knowing that, and knowing that I'm getting those things, I really need to be very cognizant of sourcing higher price pointed goods. So in the new year, because we're halfway through December right now, I'm not making any changes during holiday, but I want to get goals in place for what I want to do in the new year. So in the new year, I do not want to offer free shipping anymore. I want to see if I change the shipping, if it's going to affect my overall dollar sales. Because I've heard from other resellers that they don't think free shipping gets them anything, and it's really hard to give offers to likers and think about how much is it going to cost me to ship. And on top of that, I'm estimating my shipping. I haven't gone into my bins of my prepackaged goods and weighed every single thing yet. I'll tell you what I'll be doing before the new year, but that's my biggest goal. No longer offer free shipping. Go in and weigh out my items. They're all pre-packaged, they're all polybagged, they're all ready to go. So why not just weigh them out? On top of that, I have had a few adjustments to where eBay or PayPal's giving me back some money because I did it too high. Sometimes they ask for more money because I did the shipping too low. So I'm going to pre-plan it. It's going to go into my inventory spreadsheet, how much the item weighs, so that I know going into it exactly what it's going to cost for the shipping and to pass that shipping on to the customer. So big goal for the new year, and of course I'll keep you informed as to what happens. Fingers crossed it works. So I know this video is super duper long, but I did think it was worthwhile to really dig in and talk about the numbers. For me, it gives me peace of mind. It really helps me to make sure I'm going in the right direction when I'm sourcing. And I am an analytical, anal retentive freak, and I freaking love it. I love digging in. That is one of my favorite parts. So if you like that and you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Please do go ahead and subscribe. If you're back again and you keep staying tuned, oh my gosh, virtual hugs. I love you. Thank you so much. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please do leave them in the box below. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what's working for you. And it's also fun to know that things work differently for all of us, because that's what keeps us all in business. So until next time, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.